Sony, this this feels so intentional at this point. Like this feels so on purpose. So here we are. It's March 24th, 2025. The 10th anniversary of Bloodborne is today, and this would have been a perfect time for Sony to do, anything at all with Bloodborne, but it's 3:28 p.m. Colorado time. That's either Mountain Time or Mountain Standard Time. I'll be honest, I forget which one Colorado is. Point is, day's almost through on the 10th anniversary day of Bloodborne, and Sony has not, I wasn't expecting them to announce anything. After all, this is Sony we're talking about. But I was at least expecting them to, say something. Do like a little oh, happy birthday Bloodborne type thing that they always do for their other games. But they've done precisely nothing at this point. The big thing that they posted today was the PS5 port of Indiana Jones, which promote that, but kind of interesting timing for that. Oh golly, gee willikers, I wonder if there's something that could have been more important and more impactful to your fans that you could have posted about today. And I just keep coming back to the title of this video, really. That's the mindset I keep coming back to. Sony just does not deserve Bloodborne. Even a little bit. And before you say, heh, the PC gamer is complaining about no Bloodborne, heh, it's not about having access to Bloodborne. We already have access to Bloodborne. We already have access to the best version of Bloodborne. Just to get that out of the way, because I know some people are going to try and turn this into a console war. After all, the people on Icon Era are already trying to turn this into a console war. They woke up first thing in the morning and turned this into a console war. Never mind the fact that you're openly supporting one of your most critically acclaimed games to be locked at 30 FPS. You guys are aware of the fact that the PC gamers aren't the only ones who want an updated version of Bloodborne, right? You are aware of the fact that everyone benefits from Bloodborne being properly preserved and properly updated, which, ironically, is something that From Software themselves want. And FromSoft has been very open about the fact that this is basically all Sony's doing. Sony isn't giving them the green light to do anything with Bloodborne, basically for no reason. It's not about access to Bloodborne at this point. PC gamers have access to Bloodborne. It's about the principle of the thing. It's about the fact that Sony would rather be giving you Days Gone Remastered than Bloodborne, the game that people actually want. It's about the fact that Sony would rather be turning absolutely everything into a cinematic third-person action game with stealth mechanics and crafting and leveling systems. They would rather be doing that than preserving a game with a leveling system that actually gives a shit about what you're doing and how you're playing the game. A lot of us in the Soulsborne camp have been saying for a long time that Sony really doesn't seem to care about actual gameplay mechanics and actual gameplay anything, really. This is the same company that did a remake of Until Dawn before even considering anything with Bloodborne, apparently. And as much as this may sound like me just kind of whinging at the lack of Bloodborne updates, I am going to whinge at this point because you are so bad at being a company. It amazes me sometimes. The Souls games are so amazing, and they're so gameplay focused, and it's so frustrating to see a game from a company and part of a franchise. I know Bloodborne isn't technically part of Dark Souls, but you know what I mean. Everyone associates Bloodborne with Dark Souls. But one of the reasons why I love the Souls games and why so many people love the Souls games is how good they are at weaving gameplay into the storytelling and weaving the storytelling into the gameplay. This is a style of game that is so good at immersing you in the world and is so innovative with how the player interacts with the world, interacts with the storytelling, interacts with the characters, and the development of everything. Everything feels so natural in the Souls games, and FromSoft is so good at finding new ways to tell stories through the medium of video games. And it's just so frustrating to see what many people consider to be FromSoft's best game be locked behind the will of a company that has shown themselves many, many times to not really be all that concerned with pushing gameplay forward, with pushing the medium of video games forward. Sony's not concerned with finding new ways to tell stories in video games. They don't care. A lot of the times it feels like Sony doesn't even want to be making video games at all. They just want to be making interactive movies, which that's fine if that's what you want to do, but it would be great if you gave the other people something to do in the meantime. you know, the people who made you who you are. Because as much as you love the whole interactive movie style of Sony games nowadays, and I know I'm saying interactive movie a bit facetiously, but I really don't care at this point. These cutscene heavy, hold forward and listen to the dialogue heavy games with drastically toned down gameplay from what Sony's first party output used to be, I cannot stand when anyone looks at God of War 2018 or God of War Ragnarok and is like, oh man, this is peak gameplay. It's like, have you played the original trilogy? Yeah, but this is better. Okay, why? Well, because it just feels more cinematic. It just feels more impactful. The story is just so much more emotional. I don't care. Because this is a video game. If I wanted something that looked impactful with a cool story, I would watch it. I would not play it. I would watch it. And keep in mind, this is not me saying that you can't enjoy these games, that you can't enjoy more cinematic games, that you inherently have to dislike the direction that Sony's been going with these things. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is, please, can you meet us halfway, Sony? Can you meet people halfway? You are ballooning your budgets. This is the part that really gets me. You are ballooning your budgets to a completely unsustainable degree because you insist on putting the most realistic graphics and fucking sweat pores in every single character model, all while simplifying the gameplay, because of course you're simplifying the gameplay. You have to simplify the gameplay if you're spending that much money on just the graphics alone. And then you wonder why people make fun of you when you make statements like this. Our budgets are so high, you have to buy the remastered games because our budgets are so high. The budgets are high because you're not focusing on things that people actually want, which is gameplay. You know why From Software games make so much money? It's because they have great gameplay, and they look gorgeous, but not in the way that Sony games look gorgeous. Because I won't deny, Sony games look amazing. They look beautiful. But you know what else looks beautiful? The game I'm playing in this video, Dark Souls 3. This game is breathtaking. I was doing a replay of Dark Souls 2 not too long ago. I'm still like halfway through it. And I don't know if it's just because I've been playing Dark Souls 2 on the Steam Deck. And like this isn't a jab at Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 2 has its own, you know, art style, has its own presentation that it's going for. But my goodness, the leap from Dark Souls 2 to Dark Souls 3 is astounding. FromSoft makes some absolutely beautiful games, and they are not beautiful games in the way that Sony games are beautiful. They're beautiful games in completely different ways. They're beautiful games in more like monetarily manageable ways, and you have to respect that. But these games sell themselves off of their environmental storytelling. They sell themselves off of their gameplay, the way that the environment and the story interacts with the gameplay. They have this emotional draw to them and this visual draw to them that a more cinematic game simply couldn't have. And I'm not saying you can't have a really good looking Souls-like game. Of course there's really good looking Souls-like games. I'm saying good looking here in the sense that a Sony game is good looking. And I know I'm kind of rambling at this point, but the whole point that I'm trying to make here is that the argument that Sony keeps making, that their budgets are so high, our budgets are high for single player games, we gotta be making more money off of single player games. Why don't you do something with the single player game that people want from you? Instead, on the 10th anniversary of that game, you are silent about it, and if that doesn't send a message, methinks nothing else will at this point. My frustration towards the lack of Bloodborne today does not come from the fact that we don't have Bloodborne on PC, or we don't have an updated version of Bloodborne anywhere. Again, the PC already has a fantastically updated version of Bloodborne. That's not what this is about. This is about the principle of things. This is about the fact that Sony, as a company, is just holding hostage one of the most acclaimed gameplay-first experiences of the PS4 generation, and they are choosing to do nothing with it, all while ballooning their budgets for games that look amazing, but are simplifying their gameplay to an almost comical degree. And it does not send a great message to people like me who want good gameplay first and good story second. I can live with a game having kind of a lame story if the gameplay is really good, because these are gameplay focused experiences, or at least they're supposed to be. That's why they're video games. And it is so frustrating to see Sony double down on pointless remasters, to see Sony double down on $700 consoles that'll render all the sweat glands, as many sweat glands as you want, but then refuse to do something with I don't know Bloodborne. I don't know classic God of War. I don't know bring back Infamous, bring back Sly Cooper, bring back all these gameplay first experiences that made you who you are. The problem with the lack of Bloodborne is not the lack of Bloodborne itself. It's the reasons why there is a lack of Bloodborne. That is the problem. That's why people like me are frustrated. It sends a very bad message to the rest of the industry about what people want, because even though I feel like we're being very clear about what we want, we're not going to get it, and the industry is not going to incentivize them to start giving it to us, despite the fact that Elden Ring is bigger than ever, and that's the part I really don't understand. Souls-like games are bigger than ever right now, and if you're a money-driven company like Sony, you would think you would at least notice that. From Software can put their logo on a can of beans and people would go buy it, and you're sitting on From Software's, again, a lot of people consider Bloodborne to be From Software's best game. You're just sitting on it and doing nothing with it. If the goal is to make as much money as possible off as little work as possible, what the fuck are you waiting for? I don't know, dude. I don't know, dude. I just wanted to bitch because it's the Bloodborne 10th anniversary, and like, not to keep sucking on the Bloodbornium, but I thought we would at least get like some acknowledgement. But instead, again, here we are. At least we've got the indie PS5 port. Happy birthday, Bloodborne. Let's play Indiana Jones, I guess. I don't know, man. If anyone's still watching at this point, I've been thinking a lot about Fairly Odd Parents breaking the rules. See, this is what happens when you guys enable me to just start making these rambly videos again, where I just put a microphone in front of myself and just give you guys my thoughts on a topic, is you're gonna get other random thoughts of mine, like Fairly Odd Parents breaking the rules. What happened to that game, you know? What happened to that? I've also been thinking about the fucking Jimmy Neutron game on the GameCube. I don't know why I've been thinking about old Nickelodeon games, but I have. So it'd be kind of neat to play Breaking the Rules again. I actually have it downloaded on Dolphin. I just haven't touched it. I downloaded it like a year and a half ago and just never booted it. So maybe I'll play Breaking the Rules after I finish this Dark Souls 3 run. I'll report back to you guys later. I'll let you know how it is. I guess I should do the Doofus Club now, because if if you've been watching this long, you deserve to be shouted out if you're in the Doofus Club. So let's just do that now, together, you and me, together. Wahey. Okay, Joe Try Crab Champion, Zombie Killer 5072, Shock My Nipples, Gol Pyrak, Zombie Fan, Alderoth 01, I Watch You While I Shet, Joe, Ultima Jack, Bobby Hinner 2, Blast 1314, Snake Eyes 327, Devastator 2000, Edge Knight 1789, Raptor 1, my name was Gamer World, now as I rub my nips to Joe. What is it with you guys and nipples right now? Wild Gamer 3001, Sad Your Freighter, MK2396E, Firestorm 2056, The Crocodile in the Moat Got Me, Joe, Help, Henthai, X Machina Gamma, Elite Wolf, Fire Hazard 105, Epigon 504, If You Read Us You Gay, Clipper Penguin, Banshee, Partial Mean 8, GWXSS, Doom Kaiju, The Rasp of the Wolf, Evan Co, Okie Toodles, Tech Gaming, Jungle Zone, Slim Jim, Relay Zerd, Gaming with Dead People, Bender Fondue, All Games Video, Someone Help, I'm Being Held Against My Will, Max Killer V2 Gaming, Biscuit 1101, Professor Twinkle, Nips, McP Stones, again, nipples, what is it with nipples? Horizon, Forbidden West Remastered, Pope Raphael the Rat King, Jessica Shepard, Ricky Spiral, Ricky Tiki Tabby, Muskie, Joe's Keyboard Fun, Kurumi the Steel Angel, I'm Commander Doofus, and this is my favorite club, Sergeant Jason Bond. Goodness, smash jump, I jumped there. Haha, I smash jumped over to Jason Jump Bond. Baron Von Vader, Cyrus failed the homework, admonished me, Joe, forgot to cancel, now I can't afford a motorcycle, True Text Gun 940, Sensen Akage, Yim Blue, Skim Blue, Yim Blue, Voo Boo, Yim Blue, Yanoka's #1 Sony fan. Creed Warrior 23, Max at Jev, we need the PC Classic AVP Goat 2 Chap. Fuck. Totally insane event at Autry Block. Black Cobra, oh my god. Black Cobra, Anon Vola, Vox Alto, Night of Cypher, Cloaked Onyx, Ninox, Reborn Me with the fan art, Nick, ML04, IO6, copies of Clip 2006 on Blu-ray. With the fan art, Harmon's Hair Grease Supplier. Ooh, Wolf of Midnight, Sick Rider, the Cunt Connoisseur, Pig Venus, Kev Dog 1992, Steve Wen Studios, Film McCracken, The Beastons, Own Gaming, Tariq Brown, Tom and Spokane, Hero Culture, Thornskate, Macanex, Mr. 7, where did I get Mr. from? Severin Evans, Mr. Spawning 03. This is the worst Doofus Club I've ever done in my fucking life. It's the Catalina frickin' wine mixer. Pow. Oh my god. Why Troll, Donnie Weston, Nick Donegan, Gob Gobson, Rogue Winter 919, Bobby Hinner. Why is this hard? Grimsy, Nippa, Hangman for Hire, the artist formerly known as Eldon the Noble, Frost Crystal, Jimmy Chops, Biogenesis, Eden Action, Floppy Pingus 97, Michael Musical, Mega Key, Kushka, the Scruffy Skull, Ghost Ho, Ryusagi, the Jojo 6, Vasco, Femtenga, Raptor Tim, Omnised 94, Blue Hook for Joe Joe, I forgot to cancel now. I can't pay the ransom. Oh my god, that sure does suck now, doesn't it? The Return of the King, but upside down. Schnorlaxin, waiting on my medical card. Jody Breeze, Smitty, were Jogger. Oh my god, that one fucks my mouth every single time, and I don't understand why. Because I always know it's coming. Maxler, El Massimo, Demetrius, Papajoy, Economic Advertisement, Diego Garcia, Hates, Maddie, Kibbikins, Boofner, I American Idiot, Rebel Blood 80, Antoine Horton, Your Oracle, The Last of Us is Boring, Cope, Oh No, It's Justin, Randroid, Tony Wayne, Bloodline, Extreme Wolf 7, Joey Scoops, My Name is Mud, Chodaku, Stop Burning Joe's Chicken, I'm fucking hungry, Calm, Breathe In, Breathe Out, Go for the Last 10, Wanna Be Hobo, Jidge, Westa, Billet 310 Rob C, I Am Veg, The Groovy Banana, Curtin Allen's Pack, The Scrum Master, I own 4 copies of Tangled, 2010, on Blu-ray. What is wrong with me? That is the worst Doofus Club I've done in my life. That was horrendously bad. Ugh. Join the Doofus Club anyways. Okay, toodles.